In my personal and heartfelt opinion, this game was a good portion of it was a snooze fest until Nick Suzuki did this.
And as he does, he's going to put it into his own net. And that's Romanov, who's coming up the ice on the back.
And by that, I mean Larson did that. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Habs lose in a shootout to the Seattle Kraken in the Seattle Kraken's first game at the Bell Center. And it was good to have a full barn there tonight at the Bell Center, wasn't it, folks? It sure was. What time is it for you right now? It is daylight savings time, and for me, it's more like daylight losings time because it's 12:34. Really, that means it's 1:34. But thank you for tuning in. Regardless, hopefully you're waking up in the morning, tuning into this, and not one of those overly ambitious Deeks supporters. No, I appreciate you if you are, but yeah, this was a game where it's bad when you're so bored that you're starting to think of which players you want to trade, and you're just rationalizing in your head which players you liked, and now you're willing to let go of. That was kind of where I was at midway through this game. I don't know about you guys. I mean, the first period was okay. The Pez dispenser pops one off, gets his what was his fifth or sixth goal of the season, tying the game 1-1. That was fun to watch. And other than that, I mean, it wasn't. It was just the passes were off tonight. We know Montreal was coming off a road trip, and I have seen this before. So it is a trend where the team coming off the road is going to be sluggish, and they certainly were. The Habs were not themselves tonight. They just didn't have it right. Like just weren't completing passes, all that fun stuff. Quick note of housekeeping is that Joel Edmondson, yes, of course, made his debut tonight for the Habs, and will be out versus Philly tomorrow in the back-to-back. And man, I don't even know if I'm going to get to a post game tomorrow, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try. And let's just talk about this game real quick. I mean, after a loss, I mean, after 7 rounds of the shootout, I was really hoping I was going to be able to talk about a win after that one. I mean, you got to plug through it sometimes, right? I mean, that's just the way it goes. But like I say all the time, I appreciate your guys' support. So thank you for tuning in regardless. Now, the Habs, at this point for me, after a game like this, I am looking more forward to the trade deadline because it's games like these where you're just kind of like, can we just take the next step and move the rebuild or the retool or the restructure forward sooner? Is Yoel Armia going to remain a Hab for much longer? I really have to say at this point, I hope not. And Yoel Armia had two wide open looks at an open net tonight. Didn't even hit the net on those. His shootout attempt didn't hit the net. Not trying to single out the guy. It's just I think we've all seen the writing on the wall with him right now. We got him signed for another 3 years after this, and I'm just hoping that there's interest for this guy. We just got to start moving pieces. That's what I got out of this game is that we got to start moving some pieces because, and I know people like the way Rem Pitlick's playing right now. Hoffman's been scoring, and even Michael Pezzetta, I know where he's a fan favorite, but these are not the long-term solutions for the Canadiens, these guys. And I know that's, again, being a bit harsh saying that, but the truth is, I just don't believe that they are. So I am not unwilling to part with anybody at this point. Maybe it's a game like this where you're just overly critical because the Habs just don't have the energy. They clearly didn't, as I just had said a few times. But that's what I'm thinking about is, who I'm willing to part with. I mean, Arturi Lehkonen obviously getting closer to his value is getting higher and higher as we go, right? So that's the main thing I got out of this one. I mean, I'm glad Nick Suzuki made it interesting at the end of that game, sending us to overtime. I don't think the point really matters. But how about Alex Romanov's shot? That second goal near the beginning of the third period was a ripper, and the puck just winging its way around the boards, coming up to Romy. I think that was his second shot on that same shift, and he just blasted it. So that gave me some energy. I hope you guys did for you guys too. But other than that, like this was a snoozer. I put in the thumbnail, a snooze because I'm like, I'll risk people thinking this video is going to be boring, not clicking on it because the truth is that's how you felt about it. And that's what I wanted to convey. But again, we're in a back-to-back, so right back on the road the Habs go. I'm curious how much energy they're going to have tomorrow. Maybe going to see Caden Primo between the pipes for the first time in a while. Hope he has a good outing for the Canadiens, but at this point, I'm really looking forward to the trade deadline, and we're only a couple days away from the 1 week mark to the trade deadline, so we can really see how the rest of the roster is going to shape up and how many draft picks we're going to stockpile, what kind of feature considerations we're going to have. So that's what I'm thinking about right now. So that's all I got for you guys tonight. It's a bit of a shorter video because, again, not a whole lot to go off, but I will say this. I did record a video earlier today about Christian Dvorak and Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Now, I know some of you guys already mentioned the Brady Tkachuk situation. Yes, obviously, we would have liked to have taken Brady maybe, but I don't know. I mean, things have a way of working out in life, so maybe that was just meant to be for Brady. That being said, I did just do a video, so you can click on that just above me right here. That's where I'm going to put this video. So do click on that. Give me your thoughts on Christian Dvorak, if he's part of the long-term solution of the Montreal Canadiens. I do give my thoughts on that. And of course, on KK and the 8-year extension is going to be offered from the Carolina Hurricanes. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Always appreciate it. Talk to y'all soon. I'm getting close to it, my first 1,000 subscribers. So I appreciate the support. If you're enjoying it, you know what to do. You know what buttons to push. So we'll see you guys soon. Cheers.